Good evening. It's Saturday, December 24th. My name is Dave Coker, and this is Talking About Finance. Here we are, men and women of honor, steadfast individuals who join together in one singular goal, to build wealth, to get rich, by one simple mechanism, buying cash flow. Except for Ripple, Bitcoin, gold, and silver, all the assets we buy, all the assets we hold, they pay us. They pay us to hold them. What an absolute pleasure to put some money on the table, to invest some capital in the markets and get paid. You don't have to wait for the possibility of a capital gain, all while worrying what you're going to do if there's a capital loss. With our assets, dividend-paying stocks, exchange-traded funds, rental properties, intellectual property royalties, we buy and hold. And as cash is paid, we buy more of the same assets. We don't care about prices. Prices are for chumps who somehow believe they can buy low and sell high. Or even worse, they can sell high and buy back lower. All sorts of ways these people lose money. It's really sort of breathtaking to hear them complain. But you can't help people unless they want to help themselves. So let's get on with our work. Last week, the S&P 500 was down about 0.2% on the week. Now it's down about 19% on the year. You can see the big winner, energy, once again. In fact, we had 6 of 11 sectors trading up, 5 trading down. At the other end, we got consumer discretionary, fancy stuff people don't need to live, as opposed to consumer staples, up some 1%. The VIX traded down to 20.87. It started the week at 22.62. So a nice drop. But again, looking at historical market episodes, lots of people, including myself, are suspicious. Generally, at a tradable market bottom, we see the VIX spike north of 40. We ain't seen that for a long time in this market. Bear market rally? It's possible. But do you really care if you're getting paid for holding stocks? Not really. The 10-year closed the week at 3.75. It's up about 0.3% week on week, up about 0.2% year to date. Oil closed the week at 79.65. It's up about 7.2% week on week. And now it's up about 5.9% year to date. Starting to see it push up a little bit now that Mr. Biden is no longer buying oil, releasing oil onto the market from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve. Can't talk, sorry. It's a pleasant night here in the UK. It's Christmas Eve. We took an early dinner at our local pub, so things are all right in Essex. And the night is young, so after this video, the wife wants to watch some Christmas movies. Die Hard with Bruce Willis killing bad guys is the ultimate Christmas movie. Wish me luck in convincing her. I just don't want to see no talking snowmen, reindeer, or other critters. Anyhow, you know the routine by now. 7 slides for 7 days. What me and my buddies, about 50 or so, investment bankers and finance types, all are talking about during the week on a private Telegram channel, 24/7. And I bring what I like best to you, so therefore you like it too. You understand? All right, enough talking. Let's go. So really interesting slide here. We can see when we tend to look at declines, sell-offs, drawdowns, whatever you want to call them, from previous all-time highs, you can see 2022, as painful as it's been, is nothing. Look at 2007. Look at 2000. Look at 73. This is really wild. So yeah, it does seem there's plenty more pain to be had. And if you look at equity inflows, I'm not sure who this guy was. Someone picked it up on the channel and put it in. We talked about it, talked it to death. And I have the ICI data, and I could corroborate it. But if you look at the equity inflows during pandemic, my God, people were getting all sorts of free money from the government and other sources, and everybody was a trader. Yeah, remember that? That was really amusing. All these idiots that just opened up a Robinhood account, all of a sudden they're buying futures. Oh my God, it was amazing what they were doing because they're all traders. And of course, in a market like that, anyone can make money. And now we don't hear so much talking and boasting about profits and traders, people self-identifying as traders. It's really wild sometimes. Oh, and this is a really good one, right? The single thought that sustains me is that the fundamentals are good. You can repeat that all the way to the poorhouse because Mr. Market don't care. He really doesn't. So you got to be very, very careful about that. And taking a look at what Mr. Powell's up to, we can see the Fed is moving very, very quickly and very aggressively. And once again here on the left-hand side, we got the change in Fed funds. And at the right side, we got months since the hiking cycle began. We're really, I've shown you the hiking cycle last week. We're really only about 9 months in. And yet look at the slope of that line. It's really wild. And hopefully we're going to see them start to slow it down in 2023. If not, relax. We'll have to see. But in any case, Mr. Powell knows that he made a mistake. Mr. Powell says, printed too much money, prices went up too quickly. You couldn't afford stuff? Well, worry not. We're now going to reduce your net worth and take away your job. Oh, and this is really, you know, I'm pro Bitcoin, but come on, guys, I'm pro property too. But no. You need a place to live. Once you get a mortgage, once you start to acquire a property, your single goal should be to pay down that property as soon as possible. Don't ever be tempted to take a home equity loan for any purpose against your primary residence. Now, notice I said primary residence. If you've got unencumbered rental property like I do, then fine. But I wouldn't go through SWAN for that. I've got a facility set up on a couple of my properties. If I need money, I can just get it real quick. It's really interesting when you start to look at this, the structure here and all the stuff they've got. It's really, really wild. And they don't talk about drawdowns, what happens when Bitcoin goes the other way. So if they lend you, say, $100,000 based upon Bitcoin that you put up, what are they going to do if it goes the other way? You give them, say, 8 Bitcoin, about the rate that they want. You get 100,000. What happens if Bitcoin drops 20%, 30%, 50%? What are they going to do then? They don't really talk about that too much, and that's very, very suspicious. And here is some more work by Plan B, the relative strength of Bitcoin. Now, check this out. The blue talks about when we're looking at an RSI. So remember, RSI is a part of what's called an oscillator, and they cycle between 0 and 100. And typically when it gets down to about 30, the market is said to be oversold. When it gets north of 70, the market is said to be overbought. And you can see here, it's pretty clear with Bitcoin that any time the RSI signals that the asset, Bitcoin in this case, is oversold, look at the blue dots at the bottoms, where we are right now. Yep, we do tend to see a rally off that point. So keep the faith, guys. I'm buying Bitcoin every Friday as usual. Hope you're buying Bitcoin regularly as well. Just don't make the mistake of keeping it on an exchange. You want it off the exchange. Okay, guys, that's it for tonight. It's been wonderful. We'll be talking again next week, and you guys have a great evening. A profitable week next week. Markets will be open briefly, I believe, from the 3rd on. Take care, guys.